Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the Maruti Ertiga Facelift. Yes, it's called a facelift, but Maruti Suzuki calls it new generation, next generation. Whoa. Anyways, changes are very limited. एक काम करते हैं, पहले engine में खोल ही लेते हैं, and then we'll get to the car. And where is the lever? इधर है, ये रहा. Oh my God, there is the engine. Why I'm saying oh my God? Because there's so much space which is empty on the inside, and this is so light. मतलब अलग ही level है lightness की, and sort of camouflages the insulation. It has insulation, of course. Now it is exactly the same as the XL6. Yes, there is no freaking difference in the powertrain, in the chassis, in the mechanical bits, but in terms of aesthetics, certain things have changed. For starters, you get this new chrome grille for that premium appeal, जिसमें Suzuki का logo छुप जाता है. And the lights, well, they do not get any sort of LED. Projector setup there. Where's the DRL? है नहीं. Anyways, this chrome treatment is there. So when compared to the XL6, this is very different because the XL6 obviously gets LEDs as well. This is halogen, the fog light, and certain changes have been done to the front, which is mostly the grille only. Baki sab same, and you have two new colors on offer as well. From the side, again, it looks more or less the same. The only difference is that the alloy wheel design has changed, and it gets 15-inch wheels. When you compare this to the XL6, which gets 16-inch wheels, which are just bigger and better and gives a better stance to the car. The tire size happens to be 185/65/15. Now this is a really long car. You get chrome door handles, you get request sensor on both the sides, and you get a long antenna here as well. So minor changes here and there when compared to the XL6. When you come to the rear, again everything is more or less the same. However, you get this chrome line, which was not there in the older model of the Ertiga. It says smart hybrid here, and the lights will remind you of a Volvo. That's the reason we call this the Volvo XC10. Okay, again, LEDs are missing here. You can see halogen bulbs, of course. Faisal Khan's fingers of truth will go down to the big exhaust, because there is where the exhaust is. There's a spare wheel which does not get an alloy. Nope. No alloy here. Rear parking sensors, reverse parking camera. But you know what? They should have put a spoiler here. There's a high mounted stop lamp. This is the spray which goes for the rear wiper washer, of course. Let's open the boot, which is decent size with all the rows up, and when you put things down, it becomes even better. In fact, there's some storage space here, so some cubby holes, which again is a practical touch. That was the warning triangle. You can see this is the upright seat, this is the recline seat, so you can recline it as you wish, and then you can put this completely down, because once you do that, the boot becomes much larger. In fact, unlike the XL6, the second row can also be folded completely flat, wherein you can carry maybe an espresso. Alright, now I'm not talking about coffee. Let's just pull this back up. Pardon for the plastics, because Maruti Suzuki does not have a car to give me, so I've taken it from a dealer. Thank you so much, dealer friend. Anyways, here is the jack. Don't know where Rose is, so let's just shut this. Now the difference happens to be the fact that this car, when compared to the XL6, gets normal fabric seats. The XL6 gets leatherette. Here you can see the maximum legroom and the minimum legroom. The difference again happens to be this is a 7-seater, the XL6 is a 6-seater. There's an XL7 abroad, which they'll not get into India. I mean, get to India, because once they do that, who's going to buy the Ertiga? But then, you know, Maruti charges such a premium, 2 lakhs more for the XL6 over this particular Ertiga model. Similar variants, similar specs, similar powertrains. ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हो भाई? Anyways, you can see to get into the rear seat is not that difficult. इसको ऐसे push किया और यहाँ पे you can घुसो. So first and foremost, let me tell you, third row is not having any under thigh support whatsoever. Your knees are close to your chest. But legroom and knee room, it depends on how much you compromise with the second row of passengers. Now there is decent amount of headroom. ये बहुत ज़्यादा upright हो गया. इसको थोड़ा slide करते हैं. Oh my God, I need to learn acrobatics. Yeah, okay, इसको pull करो. Now the seat is much more comfortable when it is reclined, and obviously I can fold it flat as well. Cup holder here, cup holder there as well. Window area is decent. There's a handle to hold on to. And where are the AC vents? Okay, there's a 12-volt charging socket. AC vents are there for the rear passengers, of course, and to get in and out is not that difficult. It's easier than the XL6. I'll tell you why. अब बाहर निकल जाते हैं. Okay, yeah. The good news here is, इसको सीधा किया, you can actually fold this completely flat, and then jumpy, same thing, you can fold that also. So when everything is folded flat, we should do that right now to see if I can fit my espresso inside. Here you go. Push, come on, flat. And doors like are really very long. Window area is also massive. Maybe a sunblind would be a nice addition as well. ये minimum legroom पे operate करें, इसको थोड़ा पीछे करते हैं, and फिर इसको recline करेंगे. भाई नीचे हो जा. अच्छा, actually इससे होता है, क्या करो फैसल? भूल जाते हो क्या तुम पूरी चीज़ें? यार इसको slot करो यार. Now we should do that. Now it's done. There you see it. Oh my God. The kind of space is impressive. This is a people carrier on a budget, because कोई महाराज खरीदता नहीं है, इसलिए यही खरीदनी पड़ती है. Ertiga. प्रॉब्लम इज इसमें डीजल नहीं आता, बट सीएनजी आती है. सो बहुत सारे वेरिएंट ऑप्शंस हैं. इनफैक्ट डोर पॉकेट्स आल्सो वेरी बिग, here you can easily increase or decrease the legroom in the center row, deciding with the third row of passengers कि किसको कितनी जगह देनी है. I like it. I like the practicality of the Ertiga. I like the Ertiga way more than the XL6 because यहाँ पे लूट नहीं मची हुई है. XL6 में काफ़ी ज़्यादा प्राइस इंक्रीज हो चुकी है. Here in the second row, actually, legroom and knee room is good enough when the seat is all the way behind. Under-thigh support is also decent. Headroom is also, oh my god, it's quite a lot, huh? And there is a handle to hold on to. AC vents are placed here. This is how you control the air conditioning of the vehicle. AC is actually good, huh? And there's a 12 volt charging socket. There's some storage space here, but come on, you have to give a proper USB charging socket, maybe a USB-C. Not really scooped out, but magazine holders are there. That is the dashboard of the Maruti Ertiga Facelift, and you can see it's more or less the same as before and more or less the same as the XL6. Thankfully, we have height adjustable seat belts as well, and there's a center armrest, which by the way, doesn't have a cup holder, but थोड़ा नीचे चला जाता है, काफ़ी नीचे चला जाता है, और XL6 का ऐसे रहता है ऊपर, तो बीच में लाना था यार, क्या कर दिया तुम लोगों ने. Let's get out of here. Let's shut this. Oh, okay, I think the car has become slightly heavier, better in terms of safety. Oh my god, it's got 4 freaking airbags. Earlier it had only 2 airbags. Seats are actually comfortable. They're softer than the one on the XL6 because these are fabric seats, and the fabric has been changed. The fabric color has been changed. In fact, this wood treatment has been changed. This is obviously forward, which is kind of fake or whatever. There's a proper dead pedal here. There's some storage space here. This is for the stop start system. This is for the traction control, headlight leveler. This is the engine start button. बाकी सब तो सेम ही है, कुछ ज़्यादा चेंज नहीं हुआ. But when compared to the XL6, oh my god, I can't keep the XL6 out. This one does not get ventilated seats. Here you get a power socket, you get a USB charging socket as well, and the glove box is actually decent size. Lot of hard plastics. This is new, sort of the one which we see in the Tata Safari Gold Edition. So ये तो bathroom tile आ गई है गाड़ी के अंदर. Finally, let's shut the light so this becomes a little bright. Of course, this is updated to, this is the 7-inch Smart Pro Studio. नहीं. Okay, it's a very confusing name, but मारुति का सबसे latest वाला system इसमें डाल दिया गया है, which is a Smart Play Pro system. Of course, there's the hazard light. Of course, climate control, air conditioning. Yeah, air conditioning is an absolute chiller of sorts. This is cooled as well. The cup holder is actually cooled in this car. AC vent continuous treatment यहाँ पे दिया गया है. Steering wheel पे ये cruise control का नया feature आया हुआ है. Audio control, this is for the phone control. The horn is not that great. That is the instrument cluster, which is again more or less the same as before. Tachometer, multi-information display, there is a speedometer, and to browse through this, ये बटन दबाओ, घूमते रहो, अंदर बहुत सारी चीजें हैं देखने के लिए. Yep, there is the power and torque meter, full throttle, and there you can see it as well. So काफी सारी चीजें दे दी है यहाँ पे, and that obviously is the important thing, which is for the smart hybrid system. यहाँ स्क्रीन से निकलते हैं बाहर. Come on, okay, this is like nothing. There is nothing inside here. मैं पीछे भी आऊँ तो भी कुछ नहीं है. This was so satisfying. I hope the dealer does not see what all I'm doing. ये चल क्यों नहीं रहा, ये हैंग क्यों हो गया है. इसको चालू करते हैं. Come on, okay, maybe connect. No, cancel. Yeah, there. It's not the most fluid to use. This is the energy flow and all that stuff. By the way, इसमें you can set things what you want the car to say when you enter the car. Say, hey Faisal, give beans around. Anyways, इसको हम वापस लगा देंगे चुपचाप से, अच्छे से लगाऊंगा. Yeah, baby, that is done. Nicely done, Faisal. So overall quality is not that great, and these are the controls for the wipers. Decent amount of spray on offer. No auto dimming mirror. ये क्या कर दिया तुम लोगों ने? And here's a mirror. There is no mirror here. There's this thing where you can slot in a ticket holder. That's why it says ticket holder. Otherwise मैं तो लैपटॉप ही रख देता. यहाँ पे लाइट है टॉप पे. यहाँ से हवा खींचती है, वहाँ पे फेंक देती है. Seats are actually very nice and comfortable, and you know usual control which you see in a lot of Maruti Suzuki cars. मतलब ये तो change ही नहीं किया switch gear कब से. This is so that you can close the mirror if you so wish. गली में जाना है तो. And one touch up and down power window controls for the driver's side only. बाकी तो मतलब मैन्युअली करना पड़ता है. ये अच्छा ट्रीटमेंट दिया है. लाइक ऑन द स्टीयरिंग इट लुक्स गुड, ऑन द डैशबोर्ड इट लुक्स लाइक अ वॉशरूम, बट ठीक है, नेवर माइंड. ओवरऑल क्वालिटी इज द सेम एज बिफोर, कुछ ज़्यादा चेंज नहीं हुआ है. सो आई वुड एक्सपेक्टेड मारुति टू एक्चुअली हैव गिवन मोर फीचर्स लाइक अ हेड्स अप डिस्प्ले, 360 डिग्री कैमरा से आता है. चलो रिवर्स में आ जाते हैं. ये देखो रिवर्सिंग पार्किंग कैमरा विच हैज़ गॉट गाइडलाइंस. द गाइडलाइंस आर नॉट अडेप्टिव, बट यहाँ पे अर्टिगा दिख रही है. पता नहीं क्यों ऐसे क्यों कर दिया इन लोगों ने. ओवरऑल आई वुड से द अर्टिगा इज वे मोर प्रैक्टिकल देन द XL6 बिकॉज एट द एंड ऑफ द डे पैसा ही तो बोलता है भाई. चलो लेट्स स्टार्ट ड्राइविंग राइट अवे. All right, we are all set to go, which means turning off the air conditioning of the car. ये माला निकाल देते हैं यहाँ से. अबे भाई निकल जा, ये यहाँ पे अटक गया पीछे कहीं तो. Traction control off, and you know what, the steering wheel is only height adjustable here, not adjustable for reach, unlike the thing in the XL6 which also gets a 360 degree parking camera, which is missing here. We get it into manual mode and straight away we go off. बहुत ही smooth engine, it's like really smooth, really very refined as well, which is amazing because this is the 1 point. अरे manual mode में ना इसलिए ज़्यादा रेव कर रहा है. चलो इसको normal drive mode पे डाल देते हैं. Now you see very smooth and refined, and now this is a 6-speed torque converter gearbox. So we've got 2 additional gears for the automatic transmission. Uske baare mein we'll talk later. First and foremost, let me tell you, this is a fantastically amazing engine for city driving because it's very smooth and the gearbox is also very nice as long as you do not rush it. Tab tak sab cheeze theek hai. And here you can see the dashboard design is very different. Matlab design same hai, color alag hai. Here I think this sort of beige treatment gives that airy feeling when compared to the XL6, which has an all black cabin. Anyways, this also gets Suzuki Connect with around 40 features. Around the corners, it does roll slightly more than the XL6 because this one is running on 15-inch wheels with high profile tires. Suspension is slightly softer. Actually, they had to stiffen the springs up slightly to accommodate the bigger 16-inch wheels on the XL6. So overall, I would say, yes, definitely the ride here is better than the XL6. But the handling of the XL6 is better. Steering wheel is very similar. Matlab light at lower speeds. It's kind of devoid of feel. Weighs up decently well at high speeds. Doesn't feel nervous in any way. But you know what? This is not an enthusiastic car to drive because there's a lot of body roll. And this engine is actually disappointing when you get hard onto the throttle. Okay, you can see ride is very nice and smooth. Only thing is higher speeds now it kind of doesn't feel as comfortable because there's some amount of vertical movement as well. Onto the throttle. There you can hear a bit of the engine. In fact, you can hear a lot of the engine past 5000 RPM. Around 3000 RPM is when the engine starts to get boomy, and then it becomes boomier and boomier and boomier still. What is there here? It is a 1.5 liter engine just like before, but now it gets dual jet, which is 2 injectors per cylinder to improve the fuel efficiency, which has definitely improved as well. This car will return a mileage in automatic trim around 9 to 13 kilometers per liter. The manual will return around 2 to 3 kilometers per liter more for sure, and you don't feel the weight and size of the car because the steering is that light and it's just so easy to drive, relatively speaking. The horn is quite bad. Yeah, there. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's stop the car. Here, hazard light on. We're just going to stop on the left for a moment. Alright, we are all set to go. थोड़ा रोड पे ले आते हैं, फिर hazard light off करेंगे and launch करेंगे. इससे पहले let me just turn on this display which shows me the energy flow, although you can see the energy flow there as well. So let's do one thing. Let's go straight away. Hazard light off and yeah, actually we should be launching the car, but launch तो होती नहीं, फिर भी चलो try कर लेते हैं. Here, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, rest to 2000 RPM, little bit of wheel spin and off we go. Upshifts are around 6000 RPM, बहुत ही जल्दी upshift करी है. I was like it should hold on till 6500 or something of that sort. No, it does not do that. The up paddle shifters, when you touch them, it engages manual mode and holds on to a gear, will not upshift unless and until you decide to do so, which is also a very nice feature. There's some warning coming here on the instrument cluster, समझ नहीं आ रहा क्या है. So basically this is the XL6 version from Arena showrooms and not from Nexa. That is the large difference, which also comes at a lower cost with slightly lesser features, but overall the concept remains the same. It's a comfortable 7-seater. Last row is not the most comfortable because obviously space depends on how you can argue with the second row of passengers, but the last row does not have any vents whatsoever for air conditioning, so that's a bit of a bummer. In terms of performance, definitely it gets the job done as long as you don't get hard onto the throttle, because power is 103 horsepower. Yeah, 103 horsepower and 136.8 Newton meters. So power and torque is actually reduced by 2 horsepower and 1.2 Newton meters respectively. मतलब कि I'm driving the Slavia right now ना, तो वो आदत होगी उल्टे इसकी क्या बोलते हैं levers की. So the point is that Maruti Suzuki is one car company which actually goes ahead and reduces the power and torque when they update a car. And how is that even an update? Okay. Obviously it's got SHVS system which does 3 things largely. One is torque assist. Under acceleration it will give you a slight amount of boost lower end of the rev range mein. I can't say there's turbo lag or anything of that sort because this car does not have a turbo. Bhai kya baat kar rahe ho tum log? There's no turbo here. It's naturally aspirated. It's high time Maruti shifts to turbochargers because turbocharged performance is just in another league, because that mid-range is very nice in turbocharged cars when the turbo spools up. Here the mid-range is completely missing. It's completely flat. So it's got a decent low end punch. It's got a good top end as well, but it kind of redlines very fast. Matlab 6000 RPM pe ho jata hai khatam मामला. And mid-range is very flat, so then you have to really work the gearbox and you have to like make changes to the gears to get or extract better out of this motor. That's a bit of a bummer. Anyways, we're going to come to a halt here. Brakes are okay, a little soggy and little nosedive as well. So here we're going to make a quick U-turn. Basically the Ertiga is available in 9 variants, so they are the 4 regular variants. Oh my god, wheel spin kicked in yo. So there is LXI, VXI, ZXI and ZXI Plus. 4 variants in manual transmission, and there are 3 variants for automatic transmission, which means 4 plus 3 is equal to 7 variants, and there are 2 variants for the CNG. The CNG is available in VXI and ZXI. It's not available in ZXI Plus, so because it's available in a low variant, obviously the pricing is also lesser than the one which we have right now for this particular car, because CNG obviously does not come in automatic. For automatic you pay 1.6 1.75 lakhs more, and basically the top end variant which you are driving right now is around 15 lakhs 6,000 rupees, still around 1.98 lakhs cheaper than the XL6, so definitely feels much more value for money. But Maruti has definitely increased the prices over time, which has dropped away the value for money quotient from the Ertiga. But then, you know, this has complete monopoly. There's no other car in the segment which is really challenging it till now, because now the Carens is here, the Kia Carens, and the Marazzo was a good car, is a good car. I was saying was because it's not really selling, it might be Tata bye bye, but yeah, Mahindra still having it on sale. But it's a fantastic effort from Mahindra. Unfortunately, it's not selling as much as it should, because the Ertiga is just selling in absolute great numbers. Here you see, brakes could be a little better, yeah. To sum it up, I would say that the facelift to the Ertiga was something which we did not need, neither did we want. I don't know why Maruti gave it a facelift. I say they don't want it to, because the facelift could have had a lot more better stuff. Like, come on, Baleno is getting 6 airbags. Why does not this get 6 airbags? Samajh hi nahi aa raha mujhe. So certain features which are there in the Baleno should have also made it here. But yeah, so if not in this, at least in the XL6 to milne chahiye na 6 airbags. But 6 airbags are not there, only 4 airbags are there. And in terms of safety, we'll have to find out how it's going to fare. Now, obviously, trim levels are slightly different between the XL6 and the Ertiga. Not all variants of the Ertiga are available in the XL6. That's the reason the price difference between the base Ertiga and the base XL6 happens to be a massive 3,53,000 rupees. Yeah, that is considerable. But that's the reason why you would actually get this Ertiga. In fact, there are 2 more variants. Tour M variants are also available for cab operators. Otherwise, you're going to end up driving one of these. The smart hybrid system actually has this stop start system also, which obviously helps in improving the mileage of the vehicle, and then it also has a torque assist which gives some additional boost and all that stuff at lower speeds for acceleration, but it cannot go on pure EV mode. So it uses an integrated starter generator and a secondary lithium ion battery. So yeah, 48-volt system, mild hybrid of course, but you know what, they give a strong hybrid abroad with the same engine in the Vitara. So that's something which, if it brought to India, would be really amazing, because the fuel efficiency would go through the roof, and then you really would not miss diesel. But you know, when you have everybody on board, the car kind of struggles with the automatic gearbox, because the automatic is not that great. Let me be very honest with you. They've increased the gears by 2, it's become a 6-speed torque converter automatic, but it's actually become slower. So with the 4-speed automatic, it used to take around 15.5 seconds to go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. Now it takes around 16.5 seconds to go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. The manual is faster by a second, because gear shifts are very slow. Like, it doesn't show any eagerness in making gear shift. That is a problem here. We are going to downshift here first and see. There, it's going to hold a red line at 6,400 RPM. So obviously in manual mode, it like red lines at a slightly higher RPM and becomes very noisy. Also, look at the amount of roll, quite a lot of body roll as well. Upshift using paddle shifters. So paddle shifters are offered here, which is actually a very good thing. But then you really do not want to play with the paddles, because the engine itself does not give you that enthusiastic performance. This engine is, I would say, gets the job done, doesn't have enthusiasm, doesn't feel punchy enough, and is just about getting the job done. You definitely miss a diesel here. The pulling power of a diesel and the torque, especially in the mid-range, is just something else. So guys, this is my vlog of the Maruti Suzuki Ertiga next generation, according to Maruti Suzuki, but it is actually a facelifted model with very minor changes and an increased price and slight cosmetic updates, just so that the car remains relevant. But I expected a lot more from this car, a lot more changes, some things which should have improved here and there, and that would have really made the Ertiga even better. Although, trust me, the Ertiga is just way better than the XL6 because of its pricing. That 2 lakh premium doesn't make sense at all. And on that disappointment, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this vlog, make sure to give the thumbs up, that's the like button. I'm just going to park the car here, end the vlog, shut it, and when I shut it, it shuts. Isn't that how stuff works? Every 60 seconds in Africa,
a minute passes.
Bye.